8 point. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Chump Change. This is the post show. This is where we learn the details behind the deception, so we actually hear the stories that we didn't get to hear before. And yeah, there's a lot of stories I want to hear.
Oh yeah.
We were starting to get into it right after the show, and Chris went, "We should save this." Like stopped himself mid-thing. So, I mean, do we just start with the dog?
You have to. I feel
Okay,
like.
Chris.
Okay,
Yeah.
he was onto something.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He said I was.
It was about a week.
It was a
It
week.
was about a week, and it was, it was a temporary solution, obviously.
You hope.
So-
you sure hope it was.
We had the family dog, Binky.
Binky. What kind of dog was Binky?
Just a mutt. Cold.
You don't even know
mutt.
what the hell it was.
What? Culmination.
I don't know. I was like.
Was it a
three.
small dog?
You were 3?
I was 3. No, my brother had just been born. He was an infant, and then.
He was a full-grown man.
And my dad was out of town, and then for work, and then the dog died, and then like we all cried. Me and my sister cried. My brother's he was an infant. He was already crying.
Why does this feel?
understand
Yeah.
so it was an-
Why
yeah,
does
yeah.
this feel like
'Cause
more of
infants
a
cry.
lie
No,
than when
no.
Alfredo told it?
So then we had.
It feels like more of a lie.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking
Yeah.
the same thing.
Okay, so then I remember my mom got a blanket, and then me and my sister had to help her because it's a fairly large dog.
You were 3?
I must have been 4.
God, you sound like such a fucking liar.
I must have been 4.
This sounds like.
Oh God.
This is real. I was a full-grown man.
And then we pushed the dog onto the blanket, and then we drug it through the house. We were all bawling the entire
Like
time.
serial killer.
And then
Like real talk though, this explains so
Everything.
much.
Everything.
so
Oh
then
my God.
we drug it through the kitchen into the garage.
dragged is the word you're looking for.
Drug.
And then we had to help her lift it into this. We had this big freezer in the garage, and we put it in the freezer.
Wow.
Oh, is it one of the
People
ones
have
that,
meat
like,
freezers.
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
serial
like
killer.
the dead body would be in,
And so
I mean, they have the body ones. Yeah.
this was the first time I had experienced death. I thought this is just what you did.
And that's what he's continued to do
And
with
so-
every one of his victims.
Don't go
And
to
I
Chris's
just
This is episode 1 of Dexter. This is the formation.
It always
this-
starts with animals.
I have this distinct memory of playing outside with a friend, a next door neighbor, and
Then he ended up.
telling my friend that, like, he's like, "Where's Binky?" I was like, "Oh, Binky died." And then I was like really sad, and I was like, "Do you want to see him?"
No, Chris.
So then I remember like going into the garage, and we lifted up the freezer, and Binky's like, like,
As a dead dog
And then I didn't have a
does.
friend anymore.
and then
One less
So-
friend that day.
I guess what had happened is my mom had panicked and didn't know what to do, so was gonna put him in the freezer until my dad got back to help bury it or whatever.
Sure.
Welcome back, honey. Would you like a dead fucking dog?
And I remember hearing that conversation between my parents, like, but why would you put it in the freezer? And my mom was like,
Seinfeld. But why would
but why would you put it in the freezer?
Why, but to follow up on your father's question, yeah, like why didn't she go to take it to the vet? Like,
Well, you don't-
or
My
like,
guess is she'd never had to deal with it
She'd never,
before.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
think she, like.
to be fair,
My mom's
understand the
she's also not like a big, strong lady, I mean, she's like pretty short. and,
She wouldn't have played Werewolf Man in the haunted house.
Yeah.
she would have been a good boy.
You, it's just pretty short. They didn't need the bottom here. I assume you meant,
The egg's this big, y'all.
mom.
Also an infant.
Also an infant.
Who gave birth to a full
And then my brother, still an infant, mind you.
Okay, so
Okay.
So
what ended up? What ultimately?
Yeah, what'd you do with it, with the dog?
Oh, well, then when my dad got back, he took it out of the freezer and buried it, and that was it. Like,
Rock hard, that dog.
I don't. I feel like it's like Arrested Development. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Rest in peace, dog.
Poor Binky.
Poor Binky.
Poor
Miss you.
3, 4-year-old you, and infant
An
your
infant
brother, and your mom.
And all the people Chris has killed since. Poor
In the
them.
freezer today.
Yeah. He calls it
Fredo.
all Binky.
What's up?
Do you want to see my binky?
Oh no,
Stop.
no.
Stop.
no.
Won't go
Never
to
a
Chris's
pickup
house.
line for anywhere.
Never.
Fredo.
What's up?
Drifting.
Yeah.
What were you in? What car were you in?
It's a Honda.
It wasn't a Taurus
Just like
or whatever.
an old,
Like a Civic.
Vin
Like a
Diesel's
old-
like beat up Honda. Look, to be fair, just saw Tokyo Drift.
Was Tim Geddes present?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
He wasn't. But I mean, we saw the movie together. But you know, Tokyo Drift was a fucking fantastic movie.
Well.
I mean, growing up to me it was fantastic. I had my dream car, the Evo 8. So I was like, oh my God, Evo 8. And then Han.
That's like a Honda.
What a legend. They're drifting are all about. He's drifting in the Mona Lisa. I was just wanting to live my life a quarter mile at a time. That's
Drifting
all.
in the Mona Lisa?
Name of his car.
Yeah, the name of his car.
The name of his car.
Stop.
Oh,
okay, look,
God.
it's
I was about to attack this.
Fast and Furious.
I haven't seen the movies,
sports,
obviously,
it's a
because
thing.
I'm me. Yeah.
You should absolutely see those movies. They're fantastic.
Let me add that to my repertoire.
There you go.
The long list of movies he has to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to live my life a quarter mile at a time.
What college was it?
San Francisco Community College.
Okay.
And so was it like
was
hot
like-
cops or was it like the campus police, like he said? Like,
I mean, it was cops
Ooh.
that like pulled me over, and they
God.
were like, "So what are you doing here?" And I was completely honest with them.
Like, sir, I'm just trying to get my degree.
Sir, I saw
So I was
awesome.
like, I'm sorry. It's just me being stupid and reckless.
that works a lot being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, by works, I
Well,
mean like
yeah.
they appreciate the honesty.
Yeah,
But,
so I mean, they gave me the whole like scare of like, you know, you can get in big trouble for this and whatnot. Let me go.
Oh, that's
But
good.
before they did,
fuck up your life, son.
yeah. So let me go. But before they did, give a phone call to my mom. And they were like, you know, we caught
Don't
your
make
son
me get
doing
werewolf
this.
boy out
And I
here.
was like, oh, okay. Drove home.
I-
Got in trouble.
Man.
I get fucking terrified in front of police for whatever reason. Like
That's
I
why I'm just
suddenly,
like, I'm gonna
I
tell you the
suddenly,
truth.
I
This is what
start
happened.
wondering like, do I have a body in my trunk right now? in college, I got pulled over for turning left in a right turn only lane at like 3 in the morning, and the lady cop pulled me over, was like, give me my ticket or whatever, and at some point, I don't know why, I just said, hey, thanks for keeping it safe out there. I know you're just doing your job. And she just looked at me and was like, yeah, I know. Here's your ticket. I don't know why. I knew I was getting the ticket. I didn't think it was going to save anything. I just felt compelled to tell her that I wasn't upset about it because I knew I'd done something wrong.
I had the opposite.
Nothing wrong with saying that. It's actually
It was just weird. She was like,
fucking
what the
polite.
fuck? Okay.
I thought
What have
I'll
you
give
done?
Two tickets, damn it.
In high school, I was leaving work late, pulled out in the street, and I'm like driving. I was going probably like 5 or 10 over, not much, and I see a cop pull out behind me, and then I turn down a street, and then the cop follows me. So I'm like, well, his lights aren't on. I'm getting away. So then I turn another.
Don't jump to that, you serial killer.
No,
What? Don't jump to
gun it.
that.
So I turn another corner down another road and I gun as fast as I can. Wow. Pull into
Why?
pull into like this empty parking lot, turn off my cars and duck. And then I wait
Like a criminal would.
as the cop turns and pulls up next to me.
Flies back.
And then gets out and walks up and I'm like,
Oh my.
hi. And he's like, he's like, what were you doing?
Yeah, what did you think
And I
was
go,
gonna happen?
he's like, are you trying to run away from me? I was like, yes, sir. And then he goes,
Why?
I pulled you over because you didn't have your headlights on. I was like, oh.
Also, he didn't even really get a
And
chance
then-
to pull you over.
I think this whole conversation is happening while Chris is still ducked in the car. And then, sir, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
And then he was just like, just go. He let me go. I didn't get any tickets. I don't know. I technically didn't do anything wrong other than
Crazy.
because he hadn't turned on his lights yet. I wasn't like I was running from the cop.
He was afraid.
That is exactly what it was like, Chris. That's 100%.
turning corners
What
and
you
gunning
did was
it.
got a first-hand experience of white privilege is what you got. Jesus fucking Christ.
I would.
Oh my God.
I think the cop was afraid of Chris. He was like, this man is a serial killer. I'm getting out of here. He's like, I have to leave.
He's like, it's not worth it.
He's like, I'm in danger. I have to get out of here.
Sir, is there a binky in your trunk or?
Years from now, after Chris is long executed for his many murders, that cop's gonna show up on some like documentary footage of like, I remember the first time I pulled over
that guy.
the Desmarais Diddler. I could feel it. I could feel it.
Wolf boy in the situation that didn't happen.
I knew it.
Reminder.
I knew if I had written him up, he would have killed me right then and there. So I got out of there.
Reminder, it's always the Law and Order
The
noise.
SVU sound.
Change spots with me, Alfredo. Change spots with
A
me.
reminder
people
that
in
Chris is still
prison.
defending he didn't touch the girl. The girl didn't exist. The story was a lie. The girl was not even real.
That's true.
Right? There was no girl.
Not in that story.
Well, I mean, not
Not in
anymore.
that one.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Well, so yeah, the drifting story was actually Fredo. The dog story was Chris.
Of course it was Chris.
Everything else was the truth there. You know, yeah, and drifting in parking lots. Don't do it. I had a friend of mine got a brand new Ford Explorer, right? And
Drift in that?
they were like, we're gonna like start drifting and doing J turns in a Ford Explorer. And they like called me up. They're like, we're gonna go to this parking lot and do like, do you want to come? I said, I got work. And I'm at work. About half an hour later, after they were like, do you want to go? I get a text message and I load it up and it's just a photo of a Ford Explorer on its roof.
Oh.
They did a J turn and just whoop,
You
totally
can't do
over.
it on that. No.
It's like,
way.
well done. So remember that. Next time you're like, I'm just gonna go drift and have fun. You're breaking the law.
And
right?
your car.
And you'll get caught.
And you'll get caught. And you can't run away, even if they're not looking for you. All right?
Unless you're Chris.
Unless you're Chris. He didn't get away. He didn't get away. The girl wasn't
I
real.
would never
And he didn't touch her.
He did not
He
touch
did.
her.
And it's default yellow, goddammit.
And the cowboy hat is default yellow.
Standard yellow.
You know, it's her top half, like a centaur. That was my favorite part.
Just a riddle wrapped in an enigma.
Chris got me every time. He got me every time.
He did.
He got me every
Well,
time.
he's believable.
I really wanted to believe you both.
Thank you.
Chris, I just knew you could say anything.
Aw.
And it would sound like bullshit. No matter how true or false it is, it'll sound like a fucking fever dream.
Everyone in the chat was like, this is insanity, and I think Chris is telling the truth. Anyone else, I'd be like, not a chance. Chris nailed it.
Oh, man.
Well, so that does it for Chump episode 4. Thanks again for coming, guys. That one might have been my most fun yet. That was so fun.
It's episode 1, the relaunch.
Relaunch.
This isn't the amazing
You have a
Chump.
request, Chris?
Chris,
You Chump.
What's your request, Chris?
For the outro, can you get perfectly aligned with this?
Yeah, can we?
you want to go?
Maybe go to the wide.
Chris,
Oh, the
is not
wide?
This is
Yeah.
fucking directed.
There you
now.
go.
It's just,
Oh, I don't think I can be.
You can do it.
Oh,
He's getting you in the prime position to get murdered.
There
oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
All right. That's good.
That's it?
Thanks for coming,
Good.
everybody.
Show over.
Thanks for watching
And
Chump.
cut.
Bye, everyone.